你今年多大
45，
你结过婚没有？
没结过婚，也没谈过恋爱。
How old are you this year? 45. Have you ever been married? Never. Never loved anyone. So are you still a virgin? Yes. So what kind of man do you want to find now? The betrothal money must be paid in full at 92,000 USD. 92,000 USD. Yes. Hello. What kind of date do you want to find today? At least 1m80 tall. Must have a house and a car. Annual income of at least 1,007,000 USD. The closer to 7 digits, the better. Monthly income of 6 digits, and most importantly, must be a bachelor. I am a bachelor. The birthday money must be paid in full at 92,000 USD. How old are you? How much is your monthly income? About 803 USD. Do you have a car? No. Do you have a house? No. So no house, no car, low income. So what do you do? Entertainment industry. Wow, honestly, your requirements are a bit high. I am very confident. These are the conditions I want. Have you ever been married? No. I have never dated. But if the other person meets the conditions, I am willing to give birth to 3 children for him. 3 children? Yes. That is why I want to find someone who is clean like me. You are a virgin. It is not strange that you require the other person to be a bachelor. But what do you plan to use that 92,000 USD for? Building a house for your parents in the countryside? Do you know? 92,000 USD is equivalent to working for 8 years without spending a penny. I don't care. That's my condition. I want enough money for the wedding. But you don't have a house, don't have a car, have a low income, and are no longer young. Do you think you're a fairy? With such conditions, you'll be eliminated at any matchmaking session. Even beautiful 25-year-old girls aren't sure if they can do that. I don't care. That's my condition. I'm very confident and I'm very beautiful. Confidence is good, but being too confident is not good. I'm not afraid that no one will want me. Many people want me. Marriage is about being equal, having the same values in life and compatible personalities. If you don't have money, what's the point of love? I don't want to live a miserable life. If you find someone like that, what will he see in you? I'm very confident. I'm a virgin. Fee laughed. I laughed. Do you think this is a romance movie? Wake up, sister. This is real life. Rich guys in real life. People all marry girls in their early 20s. I will find a young man. I don't need a fake bald man. At your age, you should find a bald 55-year-old man. I don't need an old man. I only like young men. I have the right to demand high prices. Who are you looking down on? Try to find someone like that in a month. Okay, wait and see. Okay, I'm waiting. Now give me your mic back. Before we start, let us know in the comments where you're watching this video. Connecting with audiences around the world is a great inspiration for us.
现在很多男的娶不上老婆。
There are so many men who can't get married these days, and everyone blames it on the fact that there are more men than women. But if there are really so many older women who are single, why can't men find wives? Why are more and more women choosing to be single rather than getting married? The problem is not just the gender ratio. The real reason why the number of single men is increasing is because most of these men are very ordinary, have ordinary looks, ordinary backgrounds, and do not have a stable job. The core is that they do not have the basic ability to support their families. One is that their parents cannot help them. 2 is that they do not have the ability, do not have the charm to attract women. They cannot even take care of themselves and yet dream of getting married. That is why many women would rather be single than marry an ordinary man who has nothing to rely on. Yet these men often turn to criticize women because they cannot accept the fact that they have been eliminated from the marriage market for a long time. So what do? Turn around and curse women who are also single. But do those women ever curse men? They simply want to find a man with a house and a car. They don't touch you. Yet whenever women say they want a man with minimal finances, you jump in and call them demanding. Is the real problem you? If you're not good enough, why don't you improve yourself? Develop your thinking, increase your earning potential, take care of your appearance, learn how to become a lovable, marriable person. Instead of sitting there blaming women every day, delusionally thinking that scolding them will make them marry you, wake up. You're fine normally, but don't expect women to suffer with you just because you think you deserve it. They don't ask anything from you. They simply choose to stay single. What about you? Still dreaming? Dreaming of a woman who is willing to stick with you and suffer with you. Keep dreaming.
要挑战100天，给我妈妈找到儿媳妇。
I'm doing a 100-day challenge to find a wife for my mother's son. Now there are 79 days left. That is, 21 days have passed, and so far there has been no result. Oh no, it's not completely useless. I've made some progress. Many people have proactively contacted me. I am 40 years old, never married, no children. I just quit my job. I am from Heilongjiang and currently live in Hangzhou. No, nothing. I am a no-no, no house, no car, no savings. That's right, normal people don't need to launch a campaign to get married. I don't rule out that possibility, but it's not the priority. Yes, as long as there is a result, the method doesn't matter. I just need one person. Even if it's 1 in 100, even 1 in 10,000, I'm willing to try. I have tens of thousands of followers on TikTok. That's right, who knows? Maybe one of them can help me find the right person. They support me for who I am, not for my assets. I have many good points, but I also have a fatal weakness. It has been 20 years since I graduated, and I still haven't earned any money. I used to be very worried, introverted, and quite self-conscious. But now I want to break that. I will pursue what I want. I will fight for it. I believe in it. Many older single men and women are still waiting for fate to come to them, but I don't believe in it anymore. Before 20, it was possible. Now I have to take it myself. I have decided to go all the way, and I hope that the next time you see me or the next time after that, this countdown will disappear. I hope I will succeed by then. Thank you very much.
现在不给彩礼也能结婚了，你敢信？
Can you believe it? Now you can get married without a dowry. Hot news from the matchmaking market. A wave of beautiful women who have been waiting for a long time. Mostly women over 30 are flocking to blind dates everywhere. As long as you are a man and agree to marry a woman over 30, even if you don't pay a dowry, you can still get married immediately. These women line up as if they're waiting. Their debts are forgiven, just hoping for a man to come and save them. It is highly likely that they are already in debt up to their necks. Even if you don't give them any money in advance, they still want to get married quickly to preserve their social lives. They say that if you help me pay off my debt, I will be faithful to you for the rest of my life. Do you believe it? If you do, then I have nothing more to say. But consider this a warning. Don't casually date older single women. Don't date divorced women with children. Don't get involved with women who have grown younger brothers. Those are the highest risk areas in the current dating market. If you're still watching, please comment so I know you are still with me.
我是女生哎，你们男生就是应该来追我。
Am I a girl? You are men, so of course you have to pursue me. Of course men have to pay for all the expenses when dating. Honestly, if you are the type of girl who thinks like that, it is best not to go on a blind date. Recently, I met a girl born in 1995, 1'55" tall, weighing about 55 kilograms. Used to be an office worker, earning about $650 USD per month. Currently unemployed. She said that her family introduced her to many blind date candidates, but according to her, they were indescribably ugly. She said that just looking at them made her want to run away. Only 2 of them were okay, so she tried talking to see how it went. One of them was very proactive. The 2 of them got along quite well, but he was only 1'70" tall. She said, "He's too short. I'm afraid it will affect the genes of the next generation." So she cut it off. The other person was a tall guy, good looking according to Google, but not proactive. Texting was slow. Waiting for his message made her crazy with impatience. She said that although I liked him quite a bit, wouldn't it look cheap if I took the initiative? Okay, I get it. I asked again. So she wanted me to help her find a man who was both handsome and proactive in pursuing her. She replied, "That's right, you know me too well. I just need that type." I replied, "Sorry, I can't help." She was confused. What's wrong with my standards? They're not that high. I just need to be at least 1'75" tall. Look a little, isn't a man who's not 1'75" handicapped? At that moment, I really couldn't stand it anymore. I said, "Wait, you're only 1m55 tall. So aren't you also affected by your genes? There are girls who are 1m70 tall and they still accept men who are only a little taller than them, 1m75, but you are a dozen centimetres shorter and you still want to be picky. The one who took the initiative to like him was you, not him who liked you first. Now you want handsome men to take the initiative to pursue you. Do you think those handsome men out there have never met women? And the story of girls taking the initiative loses value. So what about men taking the initiative? That's natural. Doesn't it lose value? Come on. Actually, after interacting with so many single people, I've come to one conclusion. There are people who are single until they are 30 years old or older, and they should only blame themselves. They don't have looks, don't bring emotional value, and don't even have a stable job. Yet they still want to find a lover who is close to home, leisurely, and has a high salary. They can't find a job but still ask for a lover. How can they get one?
90年你这个还是完全看不出来啊，看起来像
You were born in 1990. I can't tell. You look like you're in your early 20s. It must be because I have a youthful mentality. Have you never been married or divorced? Never been married. Why didn't you date before? I focus on my career. What do you do? I'm a business manager. How much is your income? About 27,000 USD a year. I have a house, a private car. I don't borrow the car. And I only pay about 268 USDs in monthly installments for the house. So it's not too much pressure. Do you plan to live in that house long term? Yes, I've settled there. My mother still lives in the countryside with my younger brother. So what kind of man do you want to find? Ideally, he was born after 1985. He must have his own house. Because my house only has 2 bedrooms, if he has children it will be a bit cramped. In addition, he must have a stable job with little financial burden. Ideally, his mother has a pension. But your parents probably don't have a pension, right? Because you have a younger brother. My mother is still quite capable. As for my younger brother, I only visit him on holidays. Giving a little is considered a good gesture. As for daily activities, my mother mainly helps take care of my younger brother's grandchildren. Actually, I don't have much pressure to support my parents. So I also hope that the other person's mother has a pension. It's best if both sides are equal. So what about height and appearance? Taller than me is fine. A little higher income is even better. When do you plan to get married? At least date for a year. Marriage is a lifelong matter. It takes time to observe and understand. Do you accept a man who has been divorced and has children? It is best to never be married. But people born after 1985 are almost 40 now, and you still want them to never be married. At most, having children is fine. But if he is the one who directly raises the children, I do not accept it. Because in fact, my personality and mentality are still quite young. I always feel like I'm only 27 to 28 years old, very young in spirit. Yes, I think that is true. You look very young. So what type of man do you find most attractive? Someone who is honest and kind, but that is just a basic requirement. The important thing is to have good qualities, not to lie. Even harmless lies are not allowed. Oh no! Can you give an example? People who do not lie at all are very rare. Even decent people have lied to their parents, teachers, colleagues and bosses, for example, asking for time off to go out. Is that kind of lying acceptable? Small things like cheating on a test are fine, but things like being 1.66 meters tall and claiming to be 1.7 meters tall, or having children and saying you don't have them, are completely unacceptable. Yes, these things are quite common. Many men lie about their height just to meet someone. They think that if they get along, there might be a chance, but with me, there's no chance. As soon as I meet them, I know they're lying and I won't want to continue. That means all your standards are rigid and inflexible. You could say that I'm always attracted to people who are stronger in every way. I'm also quite independent. In previous years, I've lowered my standards a bit, but only to the same level as me. Anything lower is not acceptable. Why don't you try to loosen up a bit? For example, accepting someone who has children or parents who do not have a pension, but he himself earns many times more than you. Expanding the standards will make it easier to have opportunities. It does not mean that you have to marry them, but it is like casting a net. You have to cast the net where there are fish to hope to catch them. if you keep standing in a place where all the fish have been caught, no matter how you cast the net, it will not work. What I mean is that my standards are too high. Not necessarily high, but unrealistic, like you going to the night market and asking for soy milk and a stall. That is breakfast. Even if it is leftovers from the morning. Do you want to eat it? You have to accept the present and the reality you have. You cannot force it. Life does not work that way.
为什么村里边的光棍多，但是城里边的剩女多伙伴？
Why are there so many single men in the countryside, but the city is full of single women? Have you ever really thought about it? The core of the problem is actually human nature. Today, I would like to boldly talk about this. It may sound a bit counterintuitive, but history shows that women have always been attracted to men of high status, which is the so-called fantasy, that is, the desire to marry a rich, powerful, and prestigious man. So many women dream of going to the city to find a good family for themselves, that is, a rich urban family. In ancient times, noble families in the city could marry 3 or 4 wives, while rural men were single for a long time. In modern times, young women still hold on to the urban dream, still wanting to find an ideal husband in the city. And what happens? Men in the countryside still cannot get married. The only difference is that the elite in the city are now only allowed to marry one wife. There is no longer a polygamy system. This inevitably leads to a situation. Too many urban women are chasing after the same type of man at the same time, but obviously not everyone can marry him. And that's how the phrase leftover women was born. Of course, in today's society, we also have many independent women who are no longer dependent on men. Many are even better and richer than men of the same age. Many women over 30 have houses, cars, and an annual income of over $4,000 USD. But the problem is that those excellent women want to find a man who can be on par with them. What about those men? They often prefer younger, more beautiful women, and this continues to push many women into the group called leftover women. Now let's look at it from another perspective. Based on Professor Tatu Fong's lecture, he believes that marriage is essentially an economic issue, like fighting for land, money, or property. Marriage is, frankly, a competition for reproductive resources, and reproductive ability is also a type of resource. By biological instinct, successful men will always want to seize more reproductive opportunities. This explains why polygamy was a historical trend. So, why does modern society choose monogamy? Because it is a policy of limiting purchases and protecting society. What does it mean? It is to prevent the elite from monopolizing women and to protect the rights of ordinary men. But this also has its price. It limits the right to choose of some women. Professor clearly stated, if a woman is faced with 2 options, 1, marry an ordinary man, 2, share a successful man with many other women. Many people will choose the second option, but with monogamy, the second option is no longer legal or only exists in the dark. And that is also one reason why many women choose to stay single. Of course, this is Professor Tar's argument. I would like to add another practical point. Most of these policies are designed to tie down ordinary people. The elite, no matter what era, always have ways to circumvent the law. What about you? What do you think?
好像大家都以为是男多女少造成的。那有
Today, it is no longer sweet love stories, but a public auction between conditions, ages, and expectations. According to data from the Ministry of Civil Affairs of China, in the first quarter of 2025 alone, the whole country had only 1.81 million couples registered for marriage, the lowest level in more than a decade. Meanwhile, the divorce rate remains high, and the number of single people has exceeded 300 million. This not only shows an emotional crisis, but also the shaking of the family social structure. But amid such chaos, perhaps it is time for everyone to look back. Marriage is not a transaction, but a responsible and sharing companionship. Because no matter how much society changes, life in China still needs to be built on the foundation of family trust and good traditional values. If marriage is really a competition for reproductive resources, as Professor Tar said, then is there still room for true love in this era? In a society where women are stronger and more independent, but still have difficulty finding husbands, and men only want to marry young and beautiful women, Who is missing out on their own opportunities? Let us know which side you are on. Do you support the right to personal choice, or do you think it's time to return to traditional family values? Don't hesitate to leave your opinion in the comments section, because the more controversial, the more valuable the conversation. Leave a comment below. Don't forget to follow the China Social Focus channel so you don't miss out on hot, honest stories and debates about life in China. Thank you for watching until the end. See you again.